Hello everybody, this is Total War Titan. Thank you for stopping by today. Today we are playing Empire Total War, and today is the 101st anniversary of the end of World War I. So in memoriam for all those veterans there who fought in the war, and all the veterans after, we have this Veterans Day special, where we have the Americans attacking a Austrian-held wood fort. Alright, and a little flip-flop occurred when I was playing the army. I was originally intending on defending the fort, so I assembled my army to do that purpose, but I forgot to swap the armies, and now I'm attacking the fort with the army I had used. I had planned on defending it, and the army that that my brother Michael picked to defend the fort is now to attack the fort is now defending it. So yeah, very interesting development, but still very fun battle. All right, so let's go over the unit comparison. I have a pretty army that you would not expect to find attacking a fort. I have to edit this part out while I change the frame rate. No, I'll worry about it later. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I had a bit of an issue with my screen recorder. Anyway, so as I was saying, this army I'm using is not an army you would typically see attacking a fort. It's a large amount of skirmishers and with a smaller number of heavy infantry. There's like a core of defense army. So I'm bringing 4 units of long riflemen, really good skirmishers, some light infantry, rocket troops, which I picked because they could fire from inside a fort, along with some 4-inch mortar battery, some horse artillery, 6-pounders, more long riflemen. I believe I have, Morgan's Provisional Rifle Corps. They are probably either one of my favorite or the favorite, I'm still debating, unit of mine in this game. I also have line infantry, I have 4 units of those, I think. The 1st Maryland Elite Infantry, 2nd New York, and the 1st Delaware. All high-quality infantry. Alright. And the General's Bodyguard. You can't forget the General. Yep. There he is. The General. Alright. The Austrian army, as I said before, it was originally going to attack the fort. So they have Puckle guns. My brother Michael picked this. 24-pounder foot artillery. 2 units of those. I also have they also have line infantry. Wintersbosch Jaegers, really good skirmishers. Kind of like long riflemen. Militia. More Jaegers. Grenzers, which I think are Austrian Grenadiers. A few units of Grenzers. And more line infantry. More Grenzers. And I think that's pretty much it. More Jaegers. Some guards, too. So they have some elite infantry. That's pretty good for them. And, well, those guards are guarding the fort. And the General's Bodyguard. Another 24-pounder there. Alright. So that's the battle army comparison. Let's get started. Immediately, the fort's going to boom out. My 6-pounders are going to open up in response. But 6-pounders are almost nothing. Now my mortars are going off. Explosive shot, my favorite. A good near miss there. They're immediately trying to mobilize the defense. The artillery on the wall they're firing. Rockets are coming in. Rockets. Yep, fire coming in. So skipping with my 6-pounders. My line infantry is holding pretty good. It's really I'm moving up my skirmishers to kind of skirmish the wall, snipe the guys on top, and hopefully take out some of the artillery on the sides of the wall. So yeah. The rifles are going in. And light infantry. Why he's sorting his general outside the fort, I don't Oh, his bodyguard outside the fort? I don't know. There's the general. I don't know why, but he's going back in. Incoming artillery fire. Rockets still going. Mortar still going. Some explosive fire right there, hitting the wall. Causing some attrition, but not a lot. Rocket fire coming in. Can't forget the rockets. The rifles are coming in, close. They're gonna have to get closer than I'd like to the fort to deal with the enemy artillery, but... The puckle guns are firing into the rifles to try and scare them off, but the scattered formation of the light infantry is proving an asset. Got 3 units of long riflemen against 2 batteries of artillery. Even canister is not going to be as effective due to the scattered nature of the artillery. Not the artillery, the rifles. They're hiding here behind the slope as a reverse slope defense. A few of them are opening fire. Long rifles lining up. Reverse slope defense proving effective as they have not received any casualties. And these guys, the long riflemen, are doing a bayonet charge. You don't usually see skirmishers doing that. But they do have the advantage of a scattered formation, causing the puckle guns to be largely ineffective. The 12-pounders have not opened fire, but the fort has opened fire, and they've repositioned their troops along this parapet. Alright. I have more rifles coming in to take out these 24-pounders, and the other unit of rifles and the unit of line infantry is going to be skirmishing the guys on the walls. Alright, the long riflemen are wavering. They're withdrawing the puckle guns. They have lost the guns, but they've driven off the artillery. The enemies are lost the guns, that's good. Unfortunately, one of the long riflemen are wavering, so I'm going to pull them back out of range of the fort's guns. An explosive shot catching some general's bodyguard outside the fort. The Grenzers have left the fort to deal with these guys. And that to me is a very similar theme. Rifles over here skirmishing away the artillery. They're going to be sending a lot of sorties outside the fort to deal with skirmishers. Alright, I'm slowly advancing my skirmishers there. Yep, a volley from the skirmishers against the guys on the fort. Very loud rumbling. As I said, they're sending out some Windboss Jaegers. They're elite skirmishers versus my elite skirmishers. They're pulling back. I have some light infantry coming up. It's a bayonet charge. But they've been outflanked by the light infantry. And mortar fire coming in. And they get scared off pretty easy by the light infantry outflanking me. I have my light infantry over here hiding behind the crest of this hill as a reverse slope defense. They have sent Grenzers out of the fort to deal with me now. My skirmishers are advancing. These guys are unable to shoot at the guys on the fort because of the slope, but they are also protected. I have more skirmishers coming in. For the most part, other than the skirmishers, things are being quiet, so it's not more than a skirmish right now. Alright. Some light fire from the fort against the skirmishers. I'm sending around my long riflemen. And Morgan's provisional rifles are also going around. The long riflemen over here are advancing, along with these light infantry and long rifles. Mortar still firing. Some reloading troops there. Firing. Alright, I don't know what these guys are doing. They're just standing there. Alright, my line infantry is watching this whole skirmish take place. They're sending out more Windboss Jaegers. They seem to have regrouped, but they're outnumbered. So a skirmish there occurs. A lucky shot with the artillery taking out a single man. The skirmish still going on between the Windsbosch Jaegers. But the Jaegers do have while they have the advantage of the fort. Oh, it started to rain. It started to rain. Interesting. These guys are outnumbered. And more long riflemen are coming. Their general, for some reason, is sword aim. Having lost a significant portion of his bodyguard. A volley from the rifleman there. And there. And the rifleman behind. And Morgan's rifles behind the rifleman. Uh-oh, some friendly fire from the mortars. There's the remnants of the foot artillery crew. Windsbosch Jaegers are once again routing. The skirmishers are coming out. More Grenzers have left the fort. Oh, a hit from the artillery from my 6-pounders. Their muskets are firing against the rifles. But the rifles are going to be kind of more effective at this point, because they're scattered. But they do have the advantage of the fort in numbers. They're sending out their Grenzers, more skirmishers to meet them. And they're going to do another bayonet charge attempt. Right in between some more skirmishers. As these guys try to fall back, causing flanking things. And yep, crossfire caught, almost. Only these guys aren't shooting at them, so it's not a crossfire, but just slowly picking them off, throwing against rifles, and the long rifles over here. And the rifles here have stopped running, and the line infantry have advanced. They're beginning the main assault on the fort. Skirmishers in general are just all around the fort, scattered around the thing. Alright, they've driven off the Grenzers. Morgan's rifles doing their thing. Alright, and we have the horse artillery over here moving around. The rockets coming in. And as you can tell, they've been doing some general havoc on the fort. There's several guns dismounted, just left abandoned. I can't get too close or else it lags. Unfortunately, my mortars are causing some friendly fire. See how they're causing general shots, causing havoc. Oh, a very good hit there from the mortars, taking out several Prussian Jaegers. Alright, so it's skirmishers right now outside the fort and line infantry in it. A volley from the Jaegers. Doing a good job of picking off a large number of long riflemen. They're forming up. The militia is targeting another group, Morgan's Provisional Rifles. And while volleys from the fort are being met. Alright. They are sending around Jaegers over here, and I'm bringing up more light infantry. Alright, they're sending out line infantry now to deal with to chase the skirmishers off. Bad idea, as the Revolutionary War proved. You don't want to... the Grenzers firing, doing a good job of scaring these long riflemen. Morgan's rifles are going to do that. And the line infantry are standing here. Standing too, waiting for their order. 1st Maryland. Line infantry. 2nd New York at full health. 1st Delaware, only one down. Alright, they're going to break the one unit of long rifle. And these guys are going to fall back. These guys are going to shoot into a hill. Morgan's rifles are also going to pull back. Actually, no, they're going to engage in melee. Okay. And the melee is going to break the rifles, or at least cause them to waver. But now the line infantry are coming to cover their retreat. Alright, so while those guys run, the line infantry are here. We have some regrouped long riflemen. Rocket firing coming. But I've managed to catch all these guys outside of their fort. And I have a very good strength unit, while my skirmishers have weakened them severely. Oh, a near miss, nearly hitting line infantry there. The 2nd New York forming up. The 1st Delaware doing a bayonet charge. Skirmishers causing some casualties among the 1st Maryland. And a bayonet charge right up here. The militia are going to try and get away, but no avail. The Jaegers over here firing into the flank of the 1st Maryland. The 2nd New York comes to take them out. The Grangers doing a countercharge against the line infantry. The Jaegers over there are routed. We have some militia who charged this line infantry. This line infantry is helping out. We got a flank attack here with the Jaegers and with the guards. The guards are out in the fort in melee. This might be a while because they have ordinary line infantry engaged against the guards. Actually, no, never mind. I have my 1st Maryland up against them, so we should be good. Over here, we have the 2nd New York engaged against some Jaegers, and another unit of militia taking on the 1st Delaware. I don't think that's a very fair fight. We also have some Grangers taking on some line infantry who are trying to scale the fort with grappling hooks. They're sending some line infantry around their flank, but I have some line infantry of my own to meet them. So it's pretty much a big melee outside the fort right now. I do have some troops inside the fort, some line infantry. But for the most part, I've caught most of their army outside the fort and whittled it down. We are doing a flank charge against the militia, along with some crossfire from the long riflemen over here, light infantry, and light and long riflemen over here. Line infantry versus line infantry to protect the flank as American soldiers storm the fort with the grapnels. I'm sending in the 1st Maryland into the fight. An American dial cry. Incoming rocket fire. The 2nd New York reforming, 1st Delaware as well. Alright. This is a loud battle. Some sniper fire from Morgan's rifles, from long riflemen, are firing into the line infantry. Line infantry there are outnumbered, but they are handling better because they do have the support of the long riflemen over here. So we've taken this corner of the fort almost. Still more men pouring over the gap. Most of the firing's died down. The artillery's died down. We have some infantry trying to storm the gate here. They've sent out some line infantry to meet them, but it's ordinary line infantry versus the 2nd New York, and soon to be against the 1st Delaware, so that might be a bit problematic for them. We have light infantry over here throwing some grapnels up onto the wall. The general here to support his men and to encourage his men. The line infantry over here being driven off by the other line infantry. The Austrian line infantry are beginning to waver. There's only 11 of them, so there's the enemy artillery. Musket shots being fired by light infantry into those line infantry over there. And somewhere else too, I don't know where. It's really just a melee now. Alright, the line infantry are routing. Trying to get back into the fort, and my own troops are trying to storm their way into the fort. Yep, and some line infantry are going to get inside. So I have men inside the fort. They're inside the fort. They have taken this corner as well. I can pretty effectively say that. Wiping out a unit of Austrian line infantry, too. We still have this line infantry to worry about, but they're coming down. They're about to be storming down the road. They're in the fort, dealing with some Grenzers that have regrouped. The generals are standing there, offering support. There are some rowdy line infantry. Line infantry over there, and long riflemen. The cry of an eagle. See how they're marching down. They have paused to regroup. And these guys I think they're about to open fire. Yep, they're opening fire on, I think... Yeah, the very poorly deployed 24-pounders that aren't even shooting. I don't know why. But yeah, now they're going to surge down the fort. The Grengers over here are still dealing with the 1st Delaware trying to come in the fort. And line infantry. 1st Delaware took a large amount of casualties. Oh, you have the line infantry occupying the center of the square and beginning to hoist down the colors. We have some more line infantry taking this house. We have the light and 2nd New York in melee with the line infantry over here, and light infantry giving them support. Long riflemen as well. The line infantry have caught the Grengers in a 2-pronged attack. The 1st Maryland is reforming on the wall. The 1st Delaware is routing. That's surprising. And again, there's only 12 of them left out of 80, so... Another flank attack. All just about surrounding them. This battle is just about over. The Austrian flag is nearly down, and now, yep, now the American flag is going up. I like that animation. So yeah, we pretty much won the battle. But there's a little scene I'm going to be playing out for you here in a bit. Alright, after the last little bits of combat sorted out. The Grengers are still putting up a good stand. Along with these line infantry, very bold of the line infantry. They know they're really heavily outnumbered. But they're doing quite well against the 2nd New York. I like these little guys here in front. The Grenger's still fighting, albeit that last guy is still fighting, albeit he's wavering. Oh, never mind. Not fighting anymore. An entire unit wiped out. That's impressive. Alright, the flag's nearly at the top. And yes, we have officially gained control of the fort, alright? So they're still mopping up the foot artillery over here, because they could still probably sweep this with canister if they win this melee. I don't think they are, though. Alright, sorry about the lag. And the general over here, with the line infantry having gained the control of the fort, is going to be marching through the gates. And here comes the general, before following some line infantry that got stuck outside the fort. There he is. There's the general. Second horse. See him back there? See him? See him? His bugler is leading the way. Followed by some of his bodyguard. And then there he is. There he is. The general. The captor of the fort. He has won, and his men cheer as they come in. Now the last artillerymen try to get their cannon in line for around the canister. The general marches to the flag. And yep, and the last artillery unit breaks, and they're not going to get away. So that was today's battle, folks, the Veterans Day special. I hope you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, I like doing siege battles, so what I'm probably going to do next Total War video is actually make it so that I have the proper army to defend the fort with, and the attackers have the proper army to attack the fort with. So yeah, today was a fun battle. So be sure to like the video, subscribe, and yeah, Total War Titan out.